Okay. I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Secretary, are you ready to take notes? No? Yes, go ahead and get them. Okay, won't be too much. All right. Roll call. You want to go ahead and do that?
Yeah, Secretary? So we've got all of the board present. All of the board, we've got our president, Michelle Ellington. I'm the secretary, Elizabeth Getz. Treasurer, Monty Combs, and our 5 directors, Phil Martin, Susan Sauerwein. Yeah. Oh, yes. Do you want me to introduce everybody too?
Quorum to the floor.
Yeah.
Raise your hand.
Oh, yes. Sorry. Point of order. So could I have all of our campus members please raise your hand so we can count you for a quorum? All right. I think we have a quorum.
Yeah, we have a quorum.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, we're going to go ahead and do the treasurer's report. And so this is Monty Combs. I think most of you guys know Monty. If you don't, you need to, because he's like probably one of the funniest people I've ever met. Like, for real. I love working with this guy. Monty, was this your second year as treasurer?
I just completed my first year.
Oh, feels like longer. Okay.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does.
So just over a year ago, I took on this role, and it has been a whirlwind and a learning experience, I can assure you, and a good thing, a very good thing. Everybody has come up to me and said, wow, it's amazing what's happening with this organization, and there's a lot of excitement around it. So I'm very happy to be part of it. I'm going to jump right into the report. So this report is for the transactions that have happened since last August 1st through last Saturday, the 28th, is when I ran all these numbers to update for this report. So a year ago, August 1st, our balance was a little over $187,000 in our account. Over that time frame, we've generated just over $159,000, almost $160,000 of income. And then as far as our expenses during that time frame, that was a little over $130,000. So the income is derived really from all of you. I mean, our only real source of income is the conference. And the bulk of that income is derived from the individual registrations. And then the remainder of that comes from our business partners and sponsors. So you're all very critical to keeping this organization alive and keeping it running. So thank you for that support. The balance as of last Saturday on the 28th, we had $217,000 almost in the bank, just a $216,758 in the bank on Saturday. Our projected cost for this conference is about $113,500 when all the expenses are paid. So if we subtract that out from our current balance, we're going to be heading into our new conference year with about a little over $100,000 in the bank. So what that means is it's not much of a financial cushion for us. As many of you know, that if you were involved in the past in 2008, 2009, there was a risk of going bankrupt at that time. So we're trying to build up a buffer here for a financial cushion that can carry us through any tough times ahead. The expected expense for next year's conference is about $115,000 because we are anticipating and hoping that we grow this organization some, so we're increasing the budget for that. So right now our plans are to detail out our budget going forward, and we're hoping that we get your continued support to keep growing the organization and to increase these funds, because part of our strategic session that Michelle's going to speak to in a little bit is going to require some investment, and we're going to have to do some things to pick and choose where we invest our funds. So I'll leave it at that. Anything else?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Any questions from you guys? Okay. I mean, this is a big deal to run an organization from volunteers, nonprofit, and to throw a $100,000 conference, right? So I feel very fortunate that we have over $100,000 in the bank. I mean, that is phenomenal. But we really do want to always keep one conference in the bank always. And then operational funds on top of that, and that just kind of sits there. And then eventually, the hope is that can grow, and then we can start doing things like more grants and putting opportunities out there to invest and grow our arms. What if we had a regional CFTA in the United Kingdom for Nick's group, so we can pull in their BIM knowledge, right? It's untapped opportunities. Okay, Secretary Liz Getz is going to give you the membership report.
All right, great. Thanks, everybody. So like Monty said, all of our support comes from our members. Thanks. So this is what our membership looks like. We see our numbers up there, and every year we get a little spike. That spike you're seeing, that's the overlap from last year's conference members overlapping this year's conference members. But the number right after that, that is our active members. All of our memberships expire once a year, and that's what we're seeing here. But we're also seeing that line. It just gets a little higher every year, and we're really happy to see that. And so this is our conference registration. So this year we are at 175. So that was 105 individual members. Those are our conference campus members. And 70 of our business partners. And we're happy to have all of you here. And with that, are there any questions? Thanks.
Okay. So that was kind of the meats and potatoes. Now we're going to go into a little bit more of the fun stuff, I think. So our business partners, I'll go back, I guess. These are our task forces. They're all very important. Some are more active than others. They're created as a need. And I guess that's important for me to kind of emphasize. If anyone here wants to have an impact and use CFTA as their voice, you can. You are a member. You just come in and say, hey, Michelle, I got this idea. Oh, we'll make you a task force. And we'll make you chair. And you can do something great. And it's that easy. And that's how all of these task forces came about. The business partners came about and said, hey, we want to have a voice. Sure, we'll make you a business partner task force. And Chuck served on the first term, and now we have a new group. And will the people who are on the task force, I know Bob and Chris are here. Stand up. You guys here? There's Bob. Chris, yeah. So these guys are, if you guys know these people in the room, they are full of energy and ideas. And they have been feeding me for the past 6 months of so many ideas. The sponsorships that were offered this year to the business partners, thank them. Clearer messaging to the partners and some of the resources, thank them. Okay, and we're going to increase that, and we're going to keep growing that. And so please join me to thank them, okay? Okay. I think we all agree the conference planning is just, it's getting to a healthy level. We hired Janice Field. Hopefully you guys have been able to interact with her. She is full of ideas and has really been sculpting me behind the scenes with what an effective conference should look like. She will challenge me and say, Michelle, your conference webpage is kind of a little old looking. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to redesign a website. I'm not going to do it. And then that weekend on a Saturday night, I'm like, crap, I'm going to go ahead and do this thing. So I redesign it. And then she's like, oh, you need to send out emails that have like prettier colors. Look at these pictures and these, more interactive messaging. And I don't know if you guys saw my one attempt to send out this like IWMS, BIM this, GIS that, IWMS what. I don't know if you guys saw it. But, it was like trying to use these templates to put these messages. And we're going to get current. We hired a marketing and outreach coordinator to help us get there. But it's really Janice that's pushing this behind the scenes because she has managed, conferences with tens of thousands of people. And just hoping to see the quality grow. So, David, are you in the room? David Kendrick? Yeah, stand up. Okay, so this is David Kendrick from Wright State University, and he is a recipient of the grant this year from CFTA. You guys didn't quite know we do grants, do you? So we did. He is the second one. So Jessica Valenti was the first grant recipient, and she wrote a white paper on GIS for campus safety after visiting a safety summit in DC that we paid for, and she wrote a white paper. So he's coming into our house this year, and he's writing a white paper on the year of the deliverable. So now people that aren't here, they can have a takeaway, and they can be informed of the value and extend it even further than this conference. It's wonderful. Thank you, David. So outreach, I did mention Tiffany Cochran. I have no idea what a tweet really is. I don't think I've ever tweeted or followed a tweet, and that doesn't matter. Some people do. Some people are on Instagram. Some people are on Facebook. Our LinkedIn messaging boosted up our business partners immensely. But the campus members aren't necessarily as active on LinkedIn. So we don't want to have all these, one business partner outlet and nothing for the campus members. So we're going to try to focus on Facebook. So connect with us using the platform you feel most comfortable with. And Tiffany is going to do it. She's going to be out there. She's pushing out notes on the listserv through our membership notification system. And we're just really excited to bring that into CFTA this year. It's the last couple months, really. So surveys and reports task force, the biggest one we did this year was the strategic planning survey. I'm just curious, how many people filled out that strategic planning survey? Okay, there's some hands in the room. So it was a 10-minute survey. It was not that easy to take. We received 65 submissions. I think that's pretty awesome. And so we were able to pull that information together. We hired a nonprofit consultant to guide us, and the board met on Monday and did a full-day strategic planning session. So we're going to show a little bit about that later in the new business. So old business, this is really fun stuff, I think. So you didn't really see much about this, but the website is created from a content management system. So the back end of that was an old classic system. And the software provider is called MemberClicks, and they created a new GUI, a new version of it. But to get from one old system to a new system is you have to rebuild all the innards, the database, the profiles, the security groups, all of the web forms. Everything has to be rebuilt, and it's like about 120 hours of volunteer time. Big deal, and we did it. And so the reason why we did it is to do some of these really cool things that I'm going to show you now. So first and foremost, and this is not really on the slide right now, but we can do API integration now. And so if we want to do the copy-paste system, like we were all talking about, the repository to share our schemas and RFPs and anything out there, now we can actually buy a system and it can integrate with a single sign-on. That's awesome. So we're going to maximize on this effort. You're going to see this in the next coming year. But one thing that you guys might remember is that as you were filling out your campus conference registration forms, you had these questions that said, "Tell me about your campus acreage, what your building square footage, what systems are you running?" And so those of you that filled out that information, this is your data. And this took me like a minute to pull out in a spreadsheet. And so very quickly, we're going to start putting out reports every year on your data. What is CFTA? This is your campus acreage. So most of the people in this room have, and I can't see my slides, so I'm going to come here, larger than 1,200 acres. But also there's a pretty big footprint of this 100 to 300 acres. And then what about the building square footage? It's a split between larger than 15 million and 3 to 6 million. And then, surprisingly, most of the people that took the survey are a combination between general fund and recharge. This is really good data. Now, what about the systems? That's what you guys are using, or at least the people who took the survey. For their maintenance management, Famous, Maximo, Planon's coming in, AIM is there, TMA. Capital planning, project management, eBuilder. Woo. But now what you can do is you can actually have access to all this data right now. If you log into the system, you can do an advanced search engine and search for eBuilder, and you will receive a list of all the universities that are on eBuilder right now. And in fact, the business partners have access to this too. You just don't have access to the people's name or their email. But you have the university name, the department. And so again, we're gonna pull this information together and get it out in these reports, annual reports, so we can have metrics and we can see what each other is doing and start connecting you guys even further. So when you talk to campus members, this is the data that we like to know. What size are you? How many people on your staff? Like all those kind of questions. So this is here for us, but what about the business partners? So I've always found that every time I'm connecting with a business partner, they say, hey, let me send you this link. I got links. So business partners, they have links. This is live right now. So business partners can go into their profile and add links, videos. And this is actually a public directory. So if you go to our membership business partners website, it says view directory, and you can see this right now. Now, not everybody has done it. This is like brand spanking new as of like 6 months ago. But this is what we're building. And don't worry about building your profiles as soon as you leave here. I'm going to actually make it easy for you and put together a form that you can click on a link, and it'll just kind of be a survey, and it'll update your profile for you in an easy format. Or you can go in there and have fun with it. And I do actually encourage you guys that if you get your professional portraits, to upload it to your page. It's really important to see our pictures. I can't do it for you. It's like a privacy violation, you know? So take your pictures and upload them so you can keep your faces on the screen. Another thing our business partners can do is they can put their solution overview right there. But if you can tell, Brian Haynes, I don't know if you're in the room, but there's like a font weird thing going on, you know? So just keep in mind to check that and to make sure that it comes through the way you want it to. So the last thing with a member clicks upgrade is the management of your information. So on the admin side, it's fantastic because we can quickly see, you know, thank you to whoever did not pay your bill. So I had data just to show our age receivables. Yeah, we like data. But then we can also track our sales over time and really not lose anything. It's easy to lose track of things. But if it's an invoice system, we just keep track of it. And then you can see right there in the top right, left, it's the number of registered attendees and the number of exhibitors here. So we can just keep track of our events. And the great thing is you guys can access this information too on your side. So on the right side is your individual user admin. So if you log in, you can change your profile picture if you click on profile. And you can also access your invoices, your submission history, and all your messages you receive from us. So if anyone says, I never received an email, it's right here. Just go in there and look and see if you received it. I mean, things get moved to spam and trash and all that stuff all the time, or overlooked. It's all right here now. So we're super psyched about this upgrade. Okay, new business. We're going to jump right into our strategic planning. I don't have much on this. We're figuring this out right now. I mean, it was an amazing session. Was it amazing, guys? Like, I think all of us were kind of like overwhelmed, like, oh my God, this is really kind of painful, like a whole day of strategic planning. What does that mean? But no, it was like, well, I'll just jump to this really quickly. So this was a question we asked you: what FM technology advancements are you redefining internal strategies for? And so this was just one question in what you gave us. And this is a word cloud that shows the importance of it. And so this is the kind of stuff that we looked at. We looked at words, and we threw words on the page, literally on whiteboards, and words. And then we kind of put buckets and categories and put the words into buckets. And at the end of the day, we had critical missions the association wants to focus on, and we had deadlines. And we're going to compile this all together, and we're going to write a report, and we're going to publish it on our website so you can see what our strategic plan is going to be for the next 1 to 3 years. So we had a survey that closed May 30th, and then we met for the strategic planning session, and that's kind of our plan moving forward. So right now what we're trying to do is figure out where we want to go. What should CFTA be? Are we big? Are we going to take on all FM technologies? I don't think so. What about digital thermostats? Is that an FM technology? It is. Is that something we want to bring in? Well, maybe. Is that something that you guys want today? What priority is it? I'm not sure. And so we really need to understand your priorities and then focus on bringing you the right people and solution providers for that. Now, this may change in 3 years, and then we'll reevaluate, and then we'll bring that in, and we'll grow our footprint. But right now, we really want to stay in the safe zone, because if you remember that last slide, we have small universities and we have large universities. And they're kind of both big pools, and we need to make sure we have the resources supporting both. So in the training pathway, though, and this is the next slide I am so excited about, is this is what we are going to focus on: the people, the technology, and the processes. I feel like we have the people and we have the technology, but the process is what everyone is struggling with. And there's, everyone calls project management a soft skill. Is it? Is it a hard skill? I mean, don't you need to kind of know how to do project management, how to manage all these immense amounts of pieces? And I'm a student of Lean for 10 years, and no one ever asks me about Lean. And I love talking about it. But does anybody really understand what Lean is? What about Agile? What about Agile? Now, Agile Handover is actually a company here. And we're talking about, Jeff and I are talking about doing a white paper on Agile and Lean for managing facilities and our operations and our systems and our people. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to create something like that, because we're going to bring that into CFTA, and we're going to offer training pathways to you. Because one thing that, Chuck, you said that I wrote down, which I'm going to cheat and bring it up because I can't remember anything, is get started even at a small scale. And so what Agile does is you get started and you do small scale, and you make it small and you make it complete. And it's complete, and it works. And then you go, you start again. You make a bigger bubble, and you make it complete. And it's now it's a medium scale. And then you do again. And that's the concepts of Agile. You don't try to eat the whole elephant. You do it one bite at a time. And so these are the skills that we're going to sharpen you all with, and look for these opportunities over the next coming year. And I want to hear, are you guys interested in this? Yes, right? This is the scary stuff. These are the tools that we need. Thank you. Okay, so you guys ready to hear about the local host for next year? Anybody see the cards on the table? Oh yeah, Austin. Where's our local host? Stand up for us. Yes, Sue. Liz, are you here? Yeah. Whoop, whoop. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Very good stuff. It's going to be a phenomenal conference. And we also already know who our keynote speaker is going to be. Lynn Allen. Yeah. Lynn Allen, I'll just read this. In her 20-year career as a technology evangelist, she has spoken more than 500,000 professionals at events over 50 countries throughout the world. She's authored 3 technology books, has over 21,000 followers in social media. Her passion and strength is connecting with customers and shining a light on new technology, and she's received numerous awards for her contributions to the design and technology communities. She's excited about CFTA. And we are too. It's going to be a great conference. I do want to let you know that we are having a seat open. Oh, I just remembered I forgot something. I'm going to ask, can you go get me that vision? Can you run out there and just tell Janice I need that vision? Vision? Tell her vision, and she'll know. Ha ha ha. You know what I want, Monty, right? Crap. I knew I should have read my notes. So anyways, we have an opportunity for a board of directors seat coming open. And that is something that I really encourage. Like, we are being very selective and picky with who we want on the board right now. We want to bring in people who are behind the cause of CFTA. this is a cause. And when you are behind a cause and you have passion for the cause, there's no limit as to what we can achieve. So we are trying to select the right people to bring them into the right seats. So if you're interested in joining this wonderful group of people as a director for the new term, please come and speak to me. We will be putting out the nominations form over the winter. Nominate somebody that you feel would be a good representative for our group. Okay, and so while I'm waiting for the little secret thing to come through, which user parts, I would like to go ahead and ask you, what do you want to see next year different? What do you want to see differently next year? Surely someone has something they want to throw out there.
Hands-on training.
Really? Who else wants hands-on training? Okay. Any idea in what? Chuck, is this what you felt like? Is this what you felt like? I know, it's the face, hands on the face. What else do you guys want to see? Hands-on technology? Do you want to get your hands on it? Maybe just being on it? Yeah, okay, thank you. Well, we want to hear from you. And so after this conference, what you're going to hear from me is the whole question of, tell me something disruptive that you felt from this conference, and we want to get your testimonials, we want to get your excitement, and we want to hear from you. So check on the listserv, and please do provide your feedback on the conference. So this is what I forgot. I'm going to put that right here. So this is something new for 2019, and this is something that could sit on your desk in your office. And what it is it's an innovation award. And what you are all doing is developing these innovative solutions or innovative workflows. You might do something that pulls your people together and all of a sudden makes movement and gets buy-in from your CIO that you think is innovative, and people need to learn how you did it. And you're going to submit yourself. This is nominating yourself. You're not nominating anybody else. You're going to nominate yourself and your solutions and your innovations, and that you might be a recipient for this award. Now, what's wonderful about this as well is that there is no loser, because all of the solutions will be listed on the CFTA website. So you can look at the other innovations going on across the country, and you can be inspired, and you can get connected to them even further. So this will be announced this winter, and there will be a submission process to tell us about the business case you were trying to solve, the purpose of it. You like this? Yeah, we do too. So, I'm obviously not going to do the George, one, because he left, so we bumped that earlier in the day. So if anybody doesn't know, George Daly is retiring, and we gave him an award earlier today. So we're almost done. We are going to wish our outgoing leadership thanks by way of some recognition awards, plaques. So Phil has fulfilled a 3-year term. Come on up, Phil. So he started in 2015. He completed it in 2018. And so it's here. Phil, thank you very much for your service. Want to say anything?
No, I didn't know about this. I've been at CFTA since 2006 in Missouri, and have met tons of you face-to-face over the years, some of you just this year. It's a highlight of my year to get to come here. The knowledge that I try to absorb is incredible. Somebody else this morning said it's like drinking out of a fire hydrant. Yeah, it really is. And I try to record it, I try to take pictures, and It's awesome, and we get to take it home and try it out. Thank you.
Thank you. Now go sit down. Yep. Go sit down. Thank you, Phil. Now, Lorena, she had a different tale. She was kind of like Devon was serving a provisional office. And so she came in and fulfilled a vacancy and served a one-year term. Very important. She's has provided us with immense amount of support, me personally. Her attention to detail has been the eye on the session listings for the last 2 years, and she's improved our documentation, which is no surprise. That's what your role is. But we're sad to see her go and very appreciative for the time she spent with CFTA. Come on up. Say something?
I'll just say, I wasn't prepared to say anything either, but I would just like to encourage all of you to volunteer in any way that you can. Even a little bit just helps the whole organization. And I have such passion for this organization. And so I'll continue to be here to support this organization in any way I can. Thank you.
Great. Awesome. So now we're going to, I guess, read the election results. Secretary, do you want to give that final count?
Absolutely. Thanks, Michelle. So we ended up getting 61 votes coming in out of 105 campus members. So that is well over the quorum that we needed to unanimously elect our new board members. I'll let you introduce them.
Great. Devon Miller. Steve Sywack. Come on up. Come on up. Yep. Go take a seat. Yep. Amy Zabel-Peets. Go stand in front of your seat. Yep. Okay. Come on up. And will the board please join me to rise? Go stand right there. And I am happy and proud to introduce you to the 2018 CFTA Board of Directors. Great. Okay, and that really concludes our meeting. Ray, would you like to?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn. Do I hear a second? All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes.
Wonderful, thank you.